Hello everyone. In this video, you will learn how to use MySQL create trigger statement to create a trigger in the database. So first of all, you should know what is trigger. In MySQL, a trigger is a statement, is a stored program invoked automatically in response to an event such as insert, update, or delete that occur in the associated table. For example, you can define a trigger that is invoked automatically before a new row is inserted into a table. Okay, let's suppose we want to maintain the change audit of employee table. So for that, we can write a trigger. So first of all, we should understand the create trigger statement. So here is the syntax for create trigger statement. First, create trigger, then after that we will give trigger name, it could be anything. Then when here we should write the keyword uh, related to event when the trigger should fire, like before or after, right? And here is the action on which trigger is fired: insert, update, or delete. Trigger can be associated with either of these three statements: insert, record in a table; update of a record in the table; or deletion of any column or any record in a table. And that could be fired before or after of this event. Then up on keyword, after on keyword we specify the table name on which these events will happen: insert, update, or delete. For each row, since we are creating a row trigger, so for this action should be maintained for each row of a table. And here we will write the trigger body, whatever action we want to perform on happening of these actions: insert, update, or delete, that we can write in the trigger body. If there are more than one statement, that we can write in begin and statement. Otherwise, we can straightforward, we can write a trigger body. So let's understand each keyword one by one. So first, specify the name of the trigger. First step is specify the trigger name that you want to create after the create trigger keyword. So note here, the trigger name must be unique within a database. So trigger name should be unique. You can't use the same trigger name which you have used earlier, right? So next is the specify the trigger action time, which can be either before or after. So here we specify the trigger action time, whether the before happening of the event or after happening of the event. In the third point, specify the operation that activates the trigger, on which action trigger will activate, whether it can activate either on insert, update, or delete, whatever keyword we specify over here. Then after that, specify the name of the table to which trigger belongs after the on keyword. Okay, so after on keyword we are specifying the table name. Then finally specify the statement to execute when the trigger activates. So what statement we want to execute, that we will write in the trigger body. And we can use begin and end compound statement. So this is all about trigger syntax. Then uh, to distinguish between the values of column before and after the DML has fired, we can use the new and old modifiers that you will learn later on in this example. So let's start to create a MySQL trigger which logs the changes in the employee table, right? So here we will maintain the change audit log for employee table. So this is my employee table. These are the various columns, and I want to maintain the audit log for this employee table. Audit log means whatever changes I do in the employee table, those changes, those log related to those changes should get stored in the employee audit table. So first of all, I should create a table, new table, which will maintain the employee audit log. So this I have created an employee table using these columns. So here is ID, which is primary key, employee number, last name, change date, on which date I changed the made the changes in the employee table, and action, what action I perform in the employee table. So this is my employee edit table. This is the schema of employee edit table. Then after creating the audit employee audit table, I will finally write a trigger using this statement. So this is the statement uh, we will use to create a trigger. Create trigger. Let's suppose I gave here name before employee update. Okay, so this is the trigger name. Then I want to execute trigger before update on the employee table. Okay, so as soon as update statement before update statement on employee table, this trigger should get executed. So that's why I choose before here. Then action name I choose as update, since I want to maintain log after update of the employee table. So update on table name is employee. For each row, what I want to do, what action I want to perform, insert into employee audit. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to insert a new row in the employee audit table, where it will set action is equal to update. You know, here there is one column action in the employee update table, so it will get set as update. Then employee number will be assigned to old employee number. See, here I am using the old keyword. So here it's referring the employee number which is before update of the employee tables. Old employee number, last name equal to old dot last name, and change date is current date. So this is my create trigger. So once I create the trigger, I will finally execute a update statement in the employee table. So this, let's put, this is my update statement. I want to change last name of employee number 101 to XYZ. Okay, so my update statement, this is the syntax of update statement. Update employee, set last name equal to XYZ, where employee number is equal to 101. So after execution of this trigger, since this above trigger before employee update is associated with update command, so it should execute automatically. Okay, so that we can check by executing this select statement, select from employee audit. So you will find one row, new row get inserted into this table, right? So let's execute this create trigger statement practically in MySQL, and let's see whether it's working or not. Okay, so I am coming back to MySQL workbench. So here I will show you the structure. Here my employee table is already there. So in employee table, I have these columns: ID, employee number, last name, first name, job title. And I also have employee audit table already exists. Let me show you the content of this table. Okay, select select star from employees. Okay, so this is the table on the update of which I want to write the trigger. So here I have two records, 101 and 102, and these are the details. So here uh, last name of this 102 is Sharma. So let's suppose we want to make it Verma. By mistake I have entered it as Sharma. So I want to um, make want to update last name as Verma, and for this I also want to write log in the employee audit table. So let's do this, and this is the trigger which I have already created. So let's suppose I create a new trigger. I am making changes. So if you can see the existing trigger by show trigger statement. So I am changing this trigger name as employee update, right? Okay, so this is my employee update trigger, right? And here I have written the trigger using the same syntax which I have shown you in the description. Create trigger, trigger name before update on employee. For each row, insert into employee edit. Set action is equal to update. Employee number old dot employee number, last name old number, change date this. Okay, so I am creating this trigger, executing this. Uh, See, so this trigger is created, right? So if I give this command, I can see the existing trigger by this command show trigger. So let me execute this. So it's showing me uh, triggers, two triggers, before employee update which I have already created, and another trigger employee update which I have created just now. Okay, so here it's giving the full detail of this trigger. Now let's check whether this trigger is working or not. So for that I have written one update statement. Update employee, set last name as Verma, for which employee, whose employee code is 102, right? So 102 employee number is of Gitika, and her surname I have entered as Sharma, so that I want to make it as Verma. And where this, so let me execute this query. And if I execute this query, as soon as I execute this, the update trigger should get fired automatically. Okay, so this is executed successfully, and this is my employee audit table, okay, which should get updated after the execution of the above trigger, this trigger, right? So let's execute, check this, see. So it's, a new entry has been added in this table, okay, 102. Actually I have written two triggers, so both the triggers got executed on the update event. So this is how trigger works. Hope you understood it. So you practice these triggers by your own, and if you have any doubt, feel free to message me. Soon I will be coming back with another video related to triggers, more actions related to triggers. So for that, you subscribe my channel to get the notification. And till then, bye bye. Hope you like this video. Thank you. Bye.